This is Shel C from Paper Rock TO Studio, and today I'm sharing with you my art journal page for the mission inspiration for the month of May. This is Mike Deacon's group, and he puts out a challenge every month. So you might have been wondering where I am, and the only art that I've been doing recently is these illustrations for my family reunion coming up. So I wanted to show you those real quick, just so that you would know what I was doing. I haven't put out a video in over a week, so bad, Shell. Bad. So, the first step for the challenge was to add gesso to your page. So I'm doing that with a credit card. It's probably a gift card. I don't know. It's got so much paint all over it at this point that I can't really even tell what it was. But I keep those hotel key cards and gift cards and things like that to use them, and you'll see me using a different one later. The next thing to do was to add some pigment using gelatos or water soluble pigments. So what I'm doing is picking 3 gelatos, and I'm going to use watered down gesso to blend them. So the first thing I'm doing is just scribbling them on there. They're like little lipsticks, kind of. They're very soft, and you turn the bottom to make the product go up just like lipstick. But I doubt you'd want to put those on your lips. I don't think it would taste good, and it's probably not good for you either. So then I'm just using my finger. I love to finger paint, so I'm just using my finger with the watered down gesso and just blending. Trying to keep in mind that orange and purple make brown, or something close to that. It's not a pretty color. So I'm trying not to blend the orange and the purple. Purple and pink together blended are fine, but adding in that yellowy orangey color will just literally make a very unpleasant color that you might have seen in a diaper somewhere. So I'm just doing this until I'm happy, and it's going to take me a while. So while I am doing this, I'm going to talk about something else that's been on my mind. In the last couple days, a couple different things have happened in regards to art with me, where people have used my idea or my art or my creation or something without my permission, without giving me credit. And I know that this happens a lot. There are no new ideas. There really are not. But if you use something that was inspired by someone else, please give them credit. One of the things that happened is just that those little illustrations that I made were put online by the people that I made them for, and they turned it into a Cafe Press store without my permission. So now my art is being digitally reproduced, and a company online is making money off of it, and I didn't even give permission for that. And people don't realize, I mean, obviously I made the illustrations for them with the intention of them making t-shirts, which I was thinking of, somebody locally with a big hot press pressing the t-shirts. But that's not what happened. Instead, there's a big online company with a store, and they're making money off of it. It makes me uncomfortable. And this happens a lot. If you put out your art digitally, people can take it, and that's just the truth. The other thing was just an idea of mine that was straight up copied and made into something for someone else's benefit, and it's just not cool. So I made sure at the end of this video that I credited Mike Deacon. This is his challenge. I think everybody knows that Mission Inspiration's been around. He's been doing it. But just in case you didn't know, this is his challenge, and I'm doing a video response. It's his idea, his face group. Of course, we have a Facebook group as well that's a similar challenge called Pick a Stick. So that'll be coming up. The challenge has already been put out. So enough of my complaining. I just wanted to, that's been bothering me, and so that's why I wanted to say it. The next step was to blow paint with a straw, and these are my P.H. Martin's watercolors, and they are some intense color. This was so fun. I don't think I've ever done this, except for maybe when I was a child I might have done this. So I started with one color and then I had to get on another color because I just had so much fun. It made me a little bit short of breath because I was blowing so hard through that big straw, but other than that, it's cool. I'm going to have to do it some more. Had a great time doing that. Then I thought, oh, I'm going to add some white, so I got out some acrylic ink, which is basically just watered down acrylic paint. It doesn't blow as nicely as those watercolors, but the effect of it mixing into the watercolors was really cool. So I decided to continue with that and had a lot of fun with this step. So thank you for that, Trish Rosima, who made the May challenge for Mike's group. That was a good one. I like it. So cool. That was just cool. So the next one is to use a stencil with the medium of your choice. Now, I don't make haul videos. I don't know. It just kind of feels like nanny nanny boo boo. I got this and you didn't. So I don't do that. But I did get a few things this weekend, over Mother's Day weekend. And one of them was this copper paint from PBO, which is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love copper metallic. It's like so beautiful. Better than gold or silver, I think. Just my personal opinion. I also got that stencil from Tuesday morning and some glitter glue that you'll be seeing later. And I got some little sticky gems and I don't know. I think another stencil from Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning is great because everything is very inexpensive because I think it's because it's being discontinued or it's over. They've made too much of it, so they give it to Tuesday morning. But that stencil was $1.99, and it's a Dina Wakley stencil. I mean, it's not like some off-brand, so pretty darn cool. Then the next thing was to add texture with texture paste, and here's my or modeling paste. And here's my homemade texture paste that I'm still trying to use up. And I thought I would just add texture by dragging it onto the page. And so I started out with that little short piece of credit card, and then I thought, wait, I could add more texture if I use the one that I cut up. And this one I made waves on one side and pinking, or little triangle shapes on the other side. And that triangular shape one really, when you drug it one way and then drug it another way, it made a really cool, like almost like a plaid or something texture. And it's neat. You'll see it in the close-ups. I like the way it turned out. So that's what I did with that. The next thing was to add collage elements or fragments. And I just had a bunch of stuff on my desk. You use something and then you just throw the little piece up on the shelf or whatever. I'm going to put that away later. And you never do. So I just grabbed a bunch of those. And that stencil reminded me of hearts. I love hearts. In fact, I just had a video about it not that long ago. This is probably way too similar to that one. But I love hearts. And so I decided to just cut these little pieces that I had on my desk into little heart shapes and layer them onto the page. And I picked different colors, and that one is actually a piece of packaging from Pan Pastels, which had a gorgeous, colorful picture on it. So I just tore the picture off and threw it on my desk to eventually sort into my color boxes, which my studio is a disaster right now. It is like it's up to my eyeballs in stuff that I need to put away, and I just don't feel like doing it. And that's part of the reason that I haven't felt like doing much art lately, is just because my little room is such a mess and I don't want to clean it up. I'm like, I've got my foot down, stubborn, and I don't want to clean it up. So, it ruins your whole mojo thing when you've got this big disastrous mess. And yeah. So that's the reason I haven't made any videos. And also I've been really busy with family issues. And then also I've been working on those illustrations too. But the illustrations are a very small part. The rest of it is just me being stubborn. I don't know. Just don't want to clean up the mess. I wish there was studio cleanup fairies. that just came in the night and picked up all the pieces of paper off the ground and threw them away, and sorted your colors of scraps that you want to use sometime, and made more places for you to put things because your hoard has gotten out of control and you can't find a place to put anything, which is another problem. Yeah, that would be great. That's what I need. I need a studio cleanup fairy. That would be awesome. So I'm putting these on with matte gel medium by Liquitex, and this is the way I'm liking to do collage now. I put it on the back of it with a palette knife, and it's a gel instead of a liquid, and so it helps things stick better. And also brushing over the top of this, if I'd use my liquid adhesive that I sometimes use for lightweight paper, I would be brushing over the top with a brush, which would smear that watercolor that has not been sealed. It would smear it all over the place and just be a big smeary mess. Whereas when I use this thicker stuff and I just go over the top of it with my little plastic palette knife, it doesn't seem to smear nearly as much, or hardly at all. So I'm liking that. That's making me happy. So that's the way I've been collaging lately, if you've been watching my videos. So I collaged on all those little scraps, and I'm happy with that. And then of course I'm going to dry it and trim off the little edges. And then the next thing is to play with pens or pencils. Well, I'm going to get out my Posca pens. I mean, come on. Do I ever do a page without Posca pens? Never, ever, ever. So these are my medium point, the ones that came in this set of 12 colors, and I'm just using the black and the white. And I'm just doing a very messy, scribbly outlining of these hearts to make them pop out from the page with the black. And I mean, it is scribbly and messy, and that's intentional. This is an art journal page. This isn't fine art. This isn't going to, go in a frame and be put on the wall to be admired by all. This is for having fun and expressing myself. And this page is very much expressing myself. This is things that I love, colors that I love, shapes that I love, products that I love. So then I go in with the white as well to add more highlights. It's kind of like you're doing your shadows and highlights, only it's with lines. And I'm scribbling with it. It's starting to run out. I'm very sad. I need a new medium point white Posca pen. So then I get out my fine tip because the medium tip wasn't cooperating. And I'm just drawing in more white lines, more little hearts in different places, really scribbly and scratchy, and just having a good time because I love these pens. And then I use the medium tip to do splatters as well. If you just kind of shake it and flick it, it'll splatter. Even though it's almost empty, it still splatters just fine. And then the next thing was to add a border, so I just used my black pen and a little 6-inch metal ruler to add a border. Little tip on that is you'll see me doing it each time, rubbing it against my underpaper before I go to the next line, because the ink is still wet on there, and if you drag it over your page, you'll get a big black smear. So if you just rub it off each time, it works fine. So that's it for the border. And the last thing, no, I think there's 2 more things. I think we're on number 9. Yeah, 9. Use some verbiage somewhere. I think that means add a quote or writing or something. This is a piece of paper that is from 7 Gypsies, Gypsy Moments paper pack. And I was using it for a different project, which I think also had a heart on it. And it was still on my desk. It has a lot of different words, and you can just cut them out and use them any way that you want. Or you could use it as a whole background piece, obviously. But I'd already cut some words out of it, so I just decided to cut some more words out of it. And if you wonder why I cut the piece off, I realized it repeats. It repeats 3 times on the page. I didn't realize that the first time I looked at it. I thought it was all different words, but it actually is a collection of words, and then it repeats and repeats. So I just randomly cut some words that I liked out of the paper and tried to make them into something that made sense. This kind of reminds me of those Tim Holtz chat stickers that so many people use on their pages. Um, those are pretty cool. And this is a similar look, except for they're colored instead of black and white. So I was going to put them on with matte gel medium, and then I thought they're so tiny and I just don't feel like doing that. So I got out my tacky glue and glued them on with tacky glue instead. They're tiny. I didn't want to mess with them. And then I'm just using my pen to go around the edges so that they stand out a little bit on the page. The last thing was to use glitter glue or stickles or add gems, and I just got this Studio 6 or something like that, Studio 9 I think it is, glitter glue at Tuesday morning. So I decided to use that, and it's very sparkly and pretty, as you can see in the close-ups. Here are the close-ups, and I hope that you enjoy them. And thanks for watching. If you like this video, please, please, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. These things help YouTube know that I am putting out something that someone might want to see, and they might suggest it to someone else. And that is how my channel will grow. So if you want to help me out, please do those things. That's it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.